The impact of coaches have been very big today so far this season. We're going to see two more from today, of course. And if you take a trip down memory lane, in the summer split, CLG, they looked like one of the teams to beat. They had a good shot at Worlds. They were really good at the beginning of the summer split. But by the end of the split, the wheels nearly came off the wagon. CLG plummeted in the standings. They went 0-5 in the last week. They lost all their playoff matches. They barely even held on to their LCS spot in the spring promo tournament. They got taken to 5 games against Curse Academy. But they made it, and now they're here.
Yes, they're here, and they have made some big steps to try and recapture the momentum, starting with bringing in Skara as their coach. And Skara was very vocal as well that he would focus on getting the right players to fill out the roster. So CLG held a multitude of tryouts, even requesting Link to earn his mid-lane starting position back. And now, CLG did get into a little bit of trouble when they illegally acquired Skara and Zion Spartan. So it was ruled that Zion is going to have to sit out for the first week, and Skara is also going to be out for the first 3 weeks. He's still going to coach them at home, just can't come to the studio and be on stage during Champion Select. Filling in for Zion, though, this week, it's going to be xSmithy's former teammate from XDG, Benny. Everybody loves Benny. One of the nicest guys in competitive League of Legends. And, as we said, former teammate of xSmithy, so they still have that old XGG synergy.
They do, and he was one of the guys that showed up to Worlds in Season 3 and had a pretty good performance. Formerly Psycho Sid, great guy overall. And of course, thankfully for Logic Gaming, their longest standing starter, Doublelift, well, he doesn't need replacing. He's been pretty darn good the whole time. He's also been re-energized. He spoke about his past performance as well as his goals for the upcoming season. People can read more from the always candid Doublelift by checking out his interview on lolesports.com. And while CLG were nearly relegated in the spring promotion tournament, Team8 successfully won their way in that same tournament by taking down Complexity.
Ah, yes, Team8. They were the first of the new teams to join the LCS. And a lot of eyes are going to be on Cali Trolls in the top lane. There was definitely some question of whether he would get to play in the LCS because he had a prior commitment to pharmacy school, but he was able to successfully petition his university for a deferment, and fans are excited to see him in action because he has been a bright spot for the team with some very interesting picks.
Yeah, I really like him too. Me and Zyrene together were kind of big fans of this guy to see what else he can do, what kind of crazy things he brings to the top lane is what he really prides himself on. And I suppose what better person to show yourself against than, well, you've got a sub-top laner who wasn't necessarily planning on playing competitively. They grabbed Benny. Maybe this is Cali Troll's chance to beat on someone in the top lane and be like, hey, my Cho'Gath, I'm going to crush some people.
Yeah, they may see a substitute as being a weak link on CLG right now and try and attack that top lane and support Cali with some jungle ganks or something. However, supports so far, I mean substitute players so far, have performed extremely well on the first day of the LCS. So that may not be the case. Benny may surprise him.
That's true. It's been the way. And CLG only ever wins tournaments when they have subs in their roster. Guys, got to look into the action.
Hey.
Whoa.
When they first, the team was first put together, we won
You were starting
2010.
Okay, you're right.
No subs.
That's true. All right, fair enough. Kobe won something. Congratulations, buddy. It's been a while. You can let it go. Let's get into the action with a look at the teams on the blue side. Counter Logic Gaming, Benny. Subbing to the top lane, Smithy starting in jungle, Link in mid, Doublelift, and Afromu forever in the bottom lane.
And on the red side is Team8. Up top, Cali Trolls in the jungle, Porpoise Pops. Mid, Slushy, AD carry Maple Street, and support Dodo.
One thing I really like about Team8 is, to my knowledge, actually, their head coach, the guy standing behind them, is not going to be their analyst because Porpoise Pops' twin brother, Cheese Beluga, is their analyst. And I would have loved to just see him stand behind him and just like the crazy inception of Twitch chat being like, what, WTF, 2 Porpoise Pops?
Yes, that will be wondrous.
Unfortunately, not the case here for Team8.
Man, those guys have really good names too, both those twins.
Yeah.
Very creative guys.
They're aquatic.
met both of them in solo queue as well. Strong players.
Very.
All right, so we are going to have a little bit of wait here for the beginning.
Yeah.
Everybody really excited for this new CLG lineup, even with the sub though, because all eyes are really on Smithy. Yeah. We heard so much about all these tryouts. Everybody trying out for this CLG jungle spot because everybody wanted to make it onto the new squad that they were recrafting, the one with the most potential ever.
Yeah.
And Smithy was a really odd choice that everybody had not seen him in a really long time. Even in solo queue, high-rated players are like, oh, I haven't seen him in a while. And then he shot right back up, and he's been making very quick gains get his skills back.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see. I really do think that a Smithy is really a guy to watch for here. I guess it's funny because last split they picked up Dexter. He went to Season 4 Worlds, Season 3 Worlds. Am I getting it right? Yeah, Season 3 Worlds with Lemon Dogs. And they get another Season 3 Worlds participant with Smithy here when he was back on Vulcan at the time. XDG became, as they rebranded. And he is a guy that I really, really have high hopes for. I like him a lot as a dude. He's a great player. He had a really meteoric rise during Season 3. I want to see that happen again. Maybe odd seasons are like Smithy's seasons.
So every other year he's going to have he's going to take off. He'll take it off. There.
He's going to take off. But yeah, and CLG also, just in general, their bottom lane has always, always, always been, I would say, the most dominant bottom lane in the NALCS. There's some competition for best AD carry, sometimes competition for best support, but their dual lane always performs. Their laning mechanics are always top notch, and Doublelift basically always puts on a good performance.
There has definitely always been that hype around them and that sort of reputation. There's definitely a few moments of time where I would actually think that Sneaky plus Lemonation would take the crown from them.
Yeah.
Lemonation is
once in a while, sure.
Lemonation, I feel like, is the most underrated support. Nobody ever mentions him as actually being a strong support player in the lane.
That's true, actually.
He actually is a very strong support.
I hear these analysts outside say, I can't wait for High to play support, and they find a new mid laner, and then Lemon plays coach for them so they can get a really good support player on the roster. But I agree. I think Lemon is very good.
He's not in this game, though. So
yeah, Cloud9 will see them again tomorrow. CLG, though, here, ready to continue their reign as maybe best bot lane NA and ready to try out some of the new players here. Aurelia going away from Cali Trolls. Really odd that like the most meta top laner ever is their first ban against Cali Trolls.
We thought there would be some focus on top lane in this matchup, and looks to be the case. Now, Gnar and Lissandra also pretty big priority put on both of those top lane champions in the current state of the game as well.
True. And occasionally we see other champions take priority over them. Champions like Sivir that we see banned away right here. But
this Pantheon is blowing my mind, Freak. I feel like it's almost a solo lane ban because the jungle has so many options.
Yeah, I don't even remember Porpoise being that big of a Pantheon player specifically either. But he's, of course, a great early game ganker, has a lot of pressure available. The Cassidy ban, just like the Team Impulse game, makes me think the first pick LeBlanc might be a priority here. Rengar goes away from Smithy.
All right, so Smithy's a guy who, yes, he's done a good job getting back to the level that he wants to be. However, there's no way that he can have a big champion pool still. He took that time off from the game. It's been a while. So a focus ban here with the Rengar, I feel like that's a good strategy.
Well, Lissandra comes up, and actually,
there it is.
Of all champions, Cho'Gath versus Lissandra, my initial thought being that might be an okay matchup, but Benny's going to get himself a Lissandra top lane, maybe goes to Link in the mid.
Now I see why they banned out the Kassadin. I really like Kassadin top lane against Lissandra. He just slowly wins it until he's got his stacking items, and then he can roam around really easily.
That's true.
Fizz, though, an interesting champion. Also usable in the top lane, by the way. Flex pick for this team.
Keep in mind, Rek'Sai is here on Porpoise Pops. He's one of the guys who's going to play that type of champion. He's really good on the very fightery junglers. That seems to be his main style. Corki.
Fightery?
Yeah, well, like there's...
I get exactly what you're saying.
Okay, then I'm going to leave it at that. One of the fightery junglers. And Corki also, a contested AD carry, especially with the Sivir ban. It's going to be great for Maple Street.
Yeah, that's true. After you see the first picks, you really get some insight as to exactly what these bans were targeted at. And they're like, yes, that was the counter we're banning.
Bunch of counter picks gone away.
Look at that. Is, it gives up that amazing combo. The Jarvan plus Gnar.
Third round Narvan pickup. That is unusual, but it's going to go to CLG, and my god, is their team fight scary.
Yeah, that's pretty scary, and it also does mean that it will pigeonhole Link into playing the Lissandra mid lane. So Shlushi hovering over some wave clear. Both of those champions can shove waves very, very quickly. And Lulu knockup on top of Rek'Sai's own knockup when she gets in there is very scary. Rek'Sai in the middle of a team with a Lulu buffing her up is extremely, extremely scary because her damage output in hand-to-hand combats, as you say, is a very, very fightery champion. Nice. She can definitely deal it out.
The champion to be worried about here for sure. Also keep in mind, by the way, Rek'Sai is a great top laner.
That's true.
Although they're hovering Scion, so never mind. But
that is something to keep in mind, though. I really do like that she's extremely hard to gank in the top lane. She can use tunnels pre-placed for escaping ganks. Not only that, but she can also unburrow when you come gank her. So she's a very flexible champion. Scion, though, probably going to go in the top lane. If we're calling out flex picks, also can be a good support.
Yep.
So it's still an option there. We'll keep all
jungle
our options open.
We've seen jungle Lulu for what that's worth too. So who even knows? Teammates, we've also seen Corki mid. This entire comp, no idea where it's going. No champion at all.
CLG, though, going up against Corki here. Sipper's already been banned, which would usually be the pick. So maybe he'll go with a Vayne and even try and avoid it and go somewhere else. I always like to see double lift on Vayne, but not going to happen this time around.
Very team fight focused for CLG. They've got plenty of wave clear and defense, though. CLG, they bring, like right off the bat, they bring this to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You outscale and you win the game.
Yeah, Double Lift has been extremely vocal about Tristana and the state of the champion. Still has that timer that she puts on the game. But man, it's really about the first 3 picks for this CLG team. They're so strong. When have you last seen Janna go to a last pick for a team? This is ridiculous. Sure. CLG have a stacked lineup. This is going very, very well for CLG as far as picked bans are concerned.
They certainly have all the contested champions. All I'm going to say for Teammate, though, is they've basically gotten a counter pick every single lane they wanted to, right? Ban the Sivir, pick the Corki. They got the Lulu after they knew where Lissandra was going, Scion after they knew where Gnar was going, Annie after they saw that Janna was picked up. Theoretically, Teammate have picked themselves winning matchups.
Basically, what I see from Teammate is a mid-game win. Like, they want to push for a mid-game win. This is what they're all about. They want to take advantage of Rek'Sai's mobility. They want to take advantage of Corki's mid-game power spike, and then have Annie force the issue.
Yes.
Like, we're locking in Annie so that we can pull the trigger on when our comp peaks.
And keep in mind, of course, that's, I think, and you might agree with me on this one, it's got to be turrets that they take off this, because taking 2-3 dragons doesn't mean that much on its own.
Yeah, I don't know if they could last long enough to take all 5.
Right. And that's the big thing, is normally you'd say, well, maybe Scion gets invincible, but not against Tristana. And if you can get more than just the 3 out of turrets, then maybe you're okay.
Nobody gets invincible versus Tristana.
No, not a single champion. Guys, head on over to Twitter, cast your vote for the winning team, send hashtag CLGwin or hashtag T8win to @LOL Esports. We're going to tally up those votes shortly, and we'll see, for the sake of the internet, who you guys think is going to win this game. Now, very successfully, I say, both these teams have managed to ban out the counter picks and then pick the champions they wanted. Kind of down the line, the Sivir went away, Corki got grabbed, the Irelia went away, Gnar got grabbed. Over and over and over again, these guys got themselves some very good matchups.
Now, the other thing that I want to start talking about very early, because there's a Scion on one of these teams, is the level 1. Now, Scion is a very interesting champion.
Yes.
And since we have a pause, perfect time to talk about the shenanigans that you can pull with a Scion.
I'm ready.
Now, he has this cool passive freak where when he dies, he comes back and does a ridiculous amount of damage. So, Scion can basically start at any camp that he wants. He can die to the camp, take it, and, come back to lane with a buff, or as we've seen, he can actually go for an early dragon. He can even die to dragon with people helping him. They can take a very early dragon as soon as it spawns.
Wow.
I don't think that's going to be the case, because it has been done, and all these guys do have analysts watching all the foreign leagues, so they will be aware of it as well. He may just try something a bit easier, like starting one of those camps, and maybe the best case scenario is really when you can start an enemy buff and they don't know about it, and you can die to it and take it.
Yeah.
Especially the blue buff, because then he can just spam his E in lane. But either way, Scion probably going to look to try and get an experience advantage by doing an early camp. Haha, just kidding.
Yeah. Did we see that from Gravity Haunter, though? Because he picked Scion top lane up against Flares, if I got my game properly, and I don't remember seeing that happen. So you could just be lame like Haunter.
You definitely don't have to.
Yeah, but it's cool.
It is real.
I would want to. That sounds great. I didn't realize you could dragon. That's awesome.
Yeah, I watched so many games last weekend. I don't even remember what game it was, but one of the teams pulled it off.
Somewhere in Asia.
Also, they lost. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
But it was cool that they did that.
It is cool.
Sort of.
I like it a whole bunch. So, unfortunately, it looks like someone's got themselves, I would guess, a tech issue. We can figure out what that is shortly for you guys. But we've talked about the team comps. CLG, very, very good at team fighting. Individual playmaking, not bad. Lissandro's going to be good. Gnar, of course, spikes plenty hard early on. Smithy, if he's on point, is going to be a great ganker on that Jarvan. The only down point being nothing's going to happen in their bottom lane.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting for CLG, I would say. And you talked about the mid-game power spike. Rek'Sai able to make a lot of plays early on. Lulu spikes early. Annie just does whatever she wants whenever she wants. So that's kind of the big forces facing each other. Teammate doing stuff 15 minutes in, CLG waiting to weather the next 20 minutes after that.
Basically, that's what we see. The curves a little bit misaligned. The thing is also about Rek'Sai, extremely strong champion at the time. However, susceptible to being kited. Especially when she is burrowed and doesn't have the extra sight if she doesn't have teammates around or wards down. A champion like Lissandra, who's a control-oriented mage, is very strong at dealing with her in 2 versus 2 situations. Really, Rek'Sai gains all of her power when you actually have to fight her hand-to-hand, and you're taking the brunt of that melee damage.
Yeah. And keep in mind, actually, sorry, finish your point.
I just say that Jarvan plus Lissandra is a pretty strong combo. So maybe if we do see action from them early on, it'll be centered around those 2 playmakers.
And of course, keep in mind with that one as well, like, not only do you have all the CC from Jarvan and Lissandra, you've got the 2 knockback champions in the bot lane. You've got Trist and Janna to really make sure that Rek'Sai is going to be in a sad place. And, her not only just walking around while burrowed, she's a normal champion, interact with all move blocks the normal way, but her using the burrow to move forward, making the tunnels, that's just a standard, it's basically like spinning slash from Tryndamere, like susceptible to all the same knockbacks, all the same stuns and whatnot. And
she's not
I mean, she's
really
fast.
Underground.
Yeah.
She's poking up on the surface.
Right. You can see the fin. You can interact with her all the normal ways. Yeah. And I suppose everyone's been playing with Rek'Sai for a couple of months now, so you guys who've been playing solo queue and whatnot have kind of seen this. But if you've been taking a break from League, she's really not any more untargetable than any other champion. So.
Yeah, I think what really becomes dangerous is when she charges in right behind a Scion ult, because the Scion's going to charge right into the team, and nothing can stop him. So he can open up a path for Rek'Sai to get inside. That or Flash Tibbers, as we said, Annie's going to be really the linchpin that brings this entire team together and allows teammate to actually push the button in the mid game when they do have the power. She's the one who has all of the keys. So it's going to be on Dodo to really start things up for this team.
And one thing I do like about the synergy actually between Annie and Scion is the fact that Scion's got the big, dodgeable, unstoppable onslaught, and you got a point-and-click stun to be like, you're not dodging this.
Yeah.
And it's a 1.75.
He's got a dodgeable everything in his kit.
Not the W.
Yeah, you can dodge it. You can get out of range.
Okay, sure, but... Okay, fair. No, you win. Okay, fine. So you can dodge everything that Scion does, or run away from him, or try.
I thought you were going to go with the synergy because Annie's using the Halloween skin, so she's got the Frankenstein.
I didn't even realize that happened.
Also a zombie.
I wasn't paying attention to the skins, but good point. Now, guys, on our screens...
oriented freak.
Well, good job. I wasn't looking as closely into the game. Guys, we are back into the game, though. Game 5 of the day. CLG and Team 8 playing their very first games this year in the North American LCS. And we'll see who joins first place and who joins 6th as they leave their bases.
All right, so defensive lineup here for Team 8. Looks like a little bit of a move down bottom. I really do like this mid ward that Benny's placed as well. A lot of teams have grown accustomed to placing that, but it looks like they are going to go for maybe a delayed invade here. So lane swap could be on the tables here for CLG. Looking to get double lift and easy ride.
That would be probably my recommendation here. It's a really rough lane to go up against Corki Annie. One of the most brutal duo lanes in League of Legends right now. Of course, CLG know they got spotted. They hit the ward, but they got some vision control over the blue buff.
They did indeed.
3-man slow. If that were support Lulu, that was 15 gold right there.
But it's not, Freak.
Nope.
Interesting. That is a pink ward, by the way. That is an early pink ward from Team 8. Who spent their money on that? Was that Scion? Scion did, because he started Flask. He does not have the extra red potions. Really deep pink ward. That is, by the way, up there on the other side of the blue buff. The pink ward for Team 8. Yeah, one of the most rarely checked bushes. However, Gnar is standing right next to it. If he finds that, it will be very sad days for Team 8. However, he does not, because he's doing a camp. So the pink ward will survive. We'll see how long that one goes.
And Benny starting with Hyper. Guess it's the best DPS for taking a camp down like this. And slowly but surely he kites it out.
Executed.
There it is.
Dives to the camp.
That's those Scion shenanigans early on. Can he take them all out? One more left.
Woo! Level 2.
Victory. Benny doing the same thing. Doesn't have to die for his.
You might become Big Gnar, but that's about it.
Does take a lot longer when you're not a zombie, though.
It's true. It's more adorable, though. Aww. You know he spells LOL with the blocks. Yep. Attention to detail, Kobe.
Scion, though, got to lane much earlier. You can see the difference here between Scion trying to take advantage of his passive or a standard top laner doing an extra camp. He gets up there much more quickly, has control of the lane. Not only does he have the experience boost, but he gets to shove it as well. And this basically will be the story of the day for Scion. Try and shove that lane, keep it going, and push Benny down. We'll see how well Benny can CS under his turret. Do his best to keep these minions pushed.
I just like that Scion harasses by yelling at minions, and they fly across the map and hit you. That's essentially how that works. Smithy, pretty safe clear for himself. Level 3, both buffs, nice and safe. Similar for Rek'Sai here, Porpoise Pops.
He gets seen by the pink ward, walks right through. So they have been alerted to Smithy's whereabouts, and Porpoise Pops is full health. So might try and take advantage. Nope, just hard farming with that Rek'Sai.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't look to try to fight Jarvan.
Well, you can tell his mentality. Porpoise Pops went with the early Rangers, purple smite here. So he's looking to hard farm and get an experience and level advantage before he starts fighting. A lot of people do like to get Chilling Smite fairly early on him, but I am a very big fan, especially in competitive play, of the Trailblazer early and trying to farm fairly quickly. Rek'Sai's got great mobility in the jungle. She can use the tunnels really early on to traverse the map and get to those camps very quickly. And then with the Trailblazer, she immediately destroys camps. Whether they're yours or hers, she will take them out extremely quickly, and you can accrue a nice experience advantage on her because she is so quick.
And with the help of Cadley Trolls, the Western jungle.
They found the pink ward, but can he use it as bait? Nope.
The answer is no. Yeah, Smithy
does not take it.
His Raptor buff triggered, and he's like, there's a ward here. And he's like, it's that ward.
He waits until he sees Porpoise Pops exit through the river.
Nice.
That Scuttle Crab.
I don't know if it reaches that far. I think he just assumed that she gave up.
Benefit from good timing there then.
Very smart. Link forced away, though. Really good early harass. Actually reveals like Smithy's location, too. Oh, missed the Glitter Lance.
And now he doesn't have to clear this fatty wave. He's going to miss some.
Ouch. Oh. Yeah. And actually, I got to say, commendable effort to Doublelift and Afro. They're actually really doing an amazing job in this bottom lane. I would not have expected this lane to go well, but absolutely great laning phase. They're up in CS. They're going to remain up in CS, and they're doing a bunch of damage, too.
Doublelift and Afro definitely do not afraid of any bottom lane. They will take anyone on. And it's pretty easy if they get the early shove. However, got to be worried about Rek'Sai. They do have defensive wards up. Doublelift has scaled 1 point into Rocket Jump already, so he's feeling safe.
Yeah. Unless we get the anti-flash stun into like a flash on Burrow, there's pretty much no way you're going to start that gank off nicely. Porpoise, what? Kited around by the Scuttle Crab. That elusive little water hamster.
No, Crab's dead.
It'll come back in a few minutes. Don't worry. Porpoise pops out of the ground to kill it and goes back to base.
Interesting here, little roam from Link. There's not much he can actually do, especially since the Scuttle Crab is taken, but even so, maybe he was actually looking for a dive down there bottom. CLG have been focusing a lot more on the bottom lane because Doublelift and Afromu are such strong laners, calling for a lot more attention down bottom to try and take advantage of that. Won't happen this time though, and Smithy decides to come in on the pink warded side of CLG. Level 6 with Lissandra, and we mentioned in Champion Select the combo with Jarvan and Lissandra. Very potent. See if they can actually pull it off. Slushie, being level 6 himself, might be able to get off his ultimate in time.
See just how much in the side. They know there's no wards. Of course, the Raptor buff is there.
Yep, they really want this.
Smithy only 4 to Porpoise Pops is 5. If those two ever do battle. But Rek'Sai's on the other side of the map right now. She's coming down towards the bottom right. Nothing going to happen. Smithy just wasting his time for now. getting out-farmed.
Yeah, both junglers really putting a lot of effort into counter-ganking each other, but just missing.
Really heavy armor stack. So Cali Trolls burns his teleport just now to get back to lane. Benny would know this based on the recall timings and everything. So CLG know there's a TP advantage. Porpoise Pops could say another scuttler, but now the southern one, the one by the dragon, is gone.
Yeah.
Benny burns his own teleport though, so neither top laner can now join a dragon fight if either wants to do this.
Scuttle Crabs, definitely very easy money early on. They do get extremely tanky. I want to say, as Rek'Sai too, one of the most important things is laying down your tunnels so that you can capitalize on them once you're 6. Pre-6, he's getting some of the ones that you really need in there. I really like the ones towards mid lane into that side bush because they're hard to clear, and you can actually fight and bait fights over those tunnels when someone tries to clear it. The other ones I really like are towards the sides of these lanes. You can jump from this tri-bush into the lane towards the turret, and you can just leave it there because it's so dangerous to kill this tunnel.
They're going to try. Doublelift gets stunned. There's the flash on Burrow, but doesn't stop the rocket jump. Casted about 1/8 of a second too early, and out goes Doublelift.
All right, so he loses his flash. Pretty much a waste there, but that tunnel that he just laid, that's a perfect example. This is the one I'm talking about. It's so hard to clear that because you have to get into turret range. So you can leave that there, and then when your cooldown's back up, you basically get 2 dashes now. You come in through that old tunnel, and you get 1 more tunnel. Too bad he doesn't have any flash, but that would be the way that you can cover a lot of ground on Rek'Sai, and why her ganks on side lanes are really effective.
Link wants to party. In comes Jarvan as well, and out goes Porpoise Pops. Is the team going to be there in time? 800 health on the blue buff. Smite not up for either jungler. The burst comes in, and that's going to be grabbed. Nicely done by CLG, but here comes Dodo. Tibbers is in. 2-man stun. The flash required. Smithy gets out.
Nobody able to follow up. That is huge. No flash Rek'Sai, no flash Annie. A lot of the bite has been taken out of this Team 18. They do not have very many tools to work with now. Probably going to have to wait those cooldowns out, actually.
Yeah.
Unless it's an amazing Scion ult from Cali, then it's really going to be CLG's game right now. The onus is on them.
And I got to say, I'm impressed by the gall for them to say, you know, you're not a very good early game team. We have Tristana down to the bottom lane. She's not going to do much for a while, but you know what? Let's go for the jungle invade. Let's pressure the blue buff. We think we're going to be fine. Ended up being right. Ended up getting a buff steal. And of course, late game is still theirs.
They actually, yeah, they actually don't have to do anything right now except continue to farm. Nara's getting a decent amount of work done in the top lane. Trying to get an early Spectre's Cowl here so that the annoying Scion spam won't be as big of a deal either. Very interesting bottom lane here too. Doublelift up 20 CS, constantly shoving this lane in. Even with the existing Rek'Sai tunnel, he's not scared at all. Increased movement speed from Janna. Janna's got her knockups now as well.
Yeah.
And rocket jump, he's completely safe. There's the call of the Rek'Sai ultimate. Early on, it's often used just to get more of a level advantage and a gold advantage to jungle faster, just so you can move around the map to get to the camps quicker and clear them very quickly.
Ooh,
Sneaky
wow.
move here into the back here by Porpoise Pops.
Nice.
Can he actually get anything out of that, though? Because there's nobody mid lane, so that they're pushing on an empty turret here, and they're just going to take down the turret. Meanwhile, Cali
should know he's outnumbered here. Jumps in anyway, takes a bunch of damage, but oh, nice. Pops the ult, spams a couple of emotes. Lives up to his name.
On Benny's house.
That's true. He's throwing a house party.
Uh-oh. Party down bottom, too.
2 versus 3. No teleports available. First blood picks up. There's the TP coming in now. But is it going to be too little, too late? Smithy is low. Good exhaust keeps him safe. Looks like Cali wasn't even able to finish the teleport anyway.
That is such a risky play to burst an Annie down to try and kill her before she can get a Tibbers off. But they did it. 0 ultimate from Annie means it's an easy kill down bottom. They have to worry about getting out, though.
Ooh, this could be scary. Now, Smithy is back under his own turret. Doublelift is going to be spotted by Tremor Sense here, I'm pretty sure. Also spotted by Maple Street, so that's easy. And looks like Smithy will get out safely. Double, though, does burn his flash, but it's going to be enough for the Ignite anyway. Porpoise gets the kill. There's revenge for Team 8. They're up in goal.
Yeah, they got that mid turret. Nobody had eyes on it, but that was that move that Porpoise Pops made down into the bottom lane now. They're going to stack turrets on turrets. This was the main point, taking down outer turrets to try and get this mid-game gold. If they can get the cash flow right now, well, it's going to delay it.
Yeah.
But if they can get that cash flow increased in the early game and get to the mid-game point that much quicker, then it's a really good sign for Team 8, because they definitely do have to pull that trigger in the next few minutes. Two turrets, good start.
Yeah, and you notice that they chose to go for the turret, not the dragon they could have gotten. Ben used his teleport to go top lane, no threat for him showing up, but turret was the more important pick up there.
Yeah, 6% right now does almost nothing for them. A lot of people building tank on their team. Trinity Force is not raw AD or raw AP.
Yeah.
So they can wait on that first dragon. Doesn't really help them as much as the gold that is going to get to that Trinity Force quicker.
And there's a second pink ward on that same location that just got cleared by CLG. Teammate really loved that one, just to the left of mid-turret. Corvus gets the Raptor buff, clears a ward for it. CLG doing something similar with a sweeper.
W1D1 rushed a Blade of the Ruin King as well on Tristana. With the recent nerfs to Infinity Edge, I was wondering which ADs are going to stop rushing the item. 5% crit is actually a pretty big hit for the early game.
Yeah.
And not that many people still really like getting the Phantom Dancer. So it looks like W1D1 has already started with a new build path here, going with the Blade of the Ruin King. Now, not only does it give him more peel, but it actually also does help him if he decides to jump in.
Yep. This was kind of the Season 3 builds for a little bit. This was when Reckless won Copenhagen Wolves way back in the day. He would go for this and just continuously jump in looking for fights. And this also gives Tristana a bit of a better mid-game. If you're waiting for the IE to finish and then another crit item to show up, whereas if you have Ruin King, like, you do something right now.
Yeah, and the only really hard part about this item path is before you get the actual completion of the Blade of the Ruin King. When you're sitting on just Cutlass and some daggers. But he bypassed that really easily. Very easy laning phase for W1D1. Sneaky little dragon right here. Through the ward. And nothing that Team 8 can do about it because they made the move up towards blue. Not only do they get the blue answer for, dragon goes down. See about this mid lane push though, because Team 8 are trying to answer with a strong mid lane push. Rek'Sai plus Lulu.
Calitroll's also bullied out top lane, so I mean, yeah, okay, dragon got taken, but Team 8's looking at a 3-turret lead right here. Okay, make it 2 because W1D1 pushed bottom lane again, kind of with no
Everybody's
whatsoever.
heading up to the top lane as well.
Blue buff trade blue buff
still there, so they don't even get to answer back blue buffs here because CLG have made it over. It would be a 4 versus 3 if they attempt this blue buff steal. Yeah, good call by Team 8. They don't want to extend their stay here in CLG territory.
Problem is, I just wonder how much Team 8 are actually able to get here, especially because W1D1 managed to trade that bottom turret back. They actually managed to get their first dragon as well. Their outer turrets aren't that hard to take. Team 8 got those 3, but if you can't get any more than this, again, the ticking time bomb of CLG is going to be too much to deal with.
Interesting as well. We have the Skirmishers upgrade for the Smite for Smithy on Jarvan here. Now, I love the Stalker's Blade on Jarvan just because of the slow, so you can easier land your EQ combo. However, if you aren't making those super early game ganks, and especially now that the Stalker's Blade slow has been reduced, the Skirmishers is always a good pickup on him as well because you're trapped inside Cataclysm with someone else. Guaranteed somebody else is in there with you, so you always will get some value out of that Skirmisher's Blade.
Yeah.
That was kind of the only drawback to Jarvan Ultimate that I ever saw is, yeah, it's a great gap closer and you can always get to somebody, but they're not CC'd. They can still attack you while they're in there. If you reduce their damage that they deal to you with your Smite, then it really patches up some holes for him.
Yeah, something we've seen a little bit. I remember in Rocket versus Gambit, both Diamond and
both
Cup
of them
fought
had skirmish.
Yeah, it was like Lee Sin versus Jarvan, and they're both like, yeah, I want to make sure I can duel you really well. I do think it's an underappreciated Smite. I agree with you here in this one. All it takes is one auto attack, and the true damage exceeds Chilling Smite's true damage. And then anything past that, you actually have more damage output. And Jarvan's typically only build 1 damage item, so you extend your threat here to your opposition. You can get probably, I think, optimally about twice as much damage as you would have gotten from a Chilling Smite. So getting like 200-300 true damage is a lot of pain to deal to somebody. Plus, of course, the tank stats you're talking
about.
Yeah,
and the 20% reduced damage taken from the opponent that you smite with it is actually really huge too.
Yeah.
Since Jarvan won't have a problem sticking to you.
Yeah, right now the numbers, by the way, for the comparison, is 108 damage at a level 9. Jarvan's 108 dot over 3 seconds versus 84 for the Chilling Smite burst from Porpoise Pops with the Chilling Smite. So Porpoise is 1 level down, but again, the damage just slightly eclipses it, and especially because you can trigger it more than once in a fight. There is some threat to have here. Also worth pointing out, Porpoise Pops did get himself a Sight Stone, so he's really, really trying to get the vision game going, which does surprise me a bit, being that he's Rek'Sai. That's a champion that I feel like needs to continue to be a damage threat to be useful in the game. But maybe that's just me playing solo queue too much.
I mean, Sightstone is always good on Rek'Sai because of the part where if you're by yourself, then you don't have a very strong vision. So it always feels nice to have a Sightstone as well, not only to help out your team vision, but also so that you don't have to walk around blind all the time underground and just rely on the sonar. So I do kind of like it there, but I definitely think you are right in pointing out that she is a very strong duelist, and taking advantage of the damage that she can deal is always a pretty strong strategy.
Yeah.
Especially since he's the one with the kill on their team.
That's true. It is a fairly low kill game, about 16 minutes in. I know the initial pause was for Doublelift saying he didn't have any in-game sound, although it seems like Link is requiring some help right now. So I'm unsure if someone else found themselves with some issues. But look at the rest of this game. We definitely have full tank Sion. It's been Frozen Heart first almost all the time for him. Added a Giant's Belt, which is interesting. I don't normally see that, but just adding more combat stats for the most part. It's also a very physical damage-heavy composition. Really only Lissandra dealing magic damage from CLG. And that's not usually that bursty of a champion. You see cooldown boots more than Magic Pen. You get an early Zonias instead of a Death Cap.
Yeah. So Callie can probably feel safe that he won't get ulted by Lissandra. However, she does have a decent amount of AoE that he will be taking, side shots from. And since Link has rushed this Morello, he can actually have a pretty good mid game right now. We were wondering about how CLG will get through this part. With the itemization that they've actually taken, they've already hit quite a few item breakpoints for a lot of their guys. So even though they are slightly behind in gold, it looks pretty strong for them because remember, they do have that dragon buff as well.
Right, and the fact that they're down 2 towers and yet still only down 500 gold for it means they're straight up winning their laning phases.
Oh yeah, just CS is crazy for them.
Right, exactly. You've got somehow Jarvan keeping up in CS against Rek'Sai, a 20-something minion lead here for the Lissandra, and a 25 minion lead for Tristana, which shouldn't happen, just straight up. Should not happen in this game. So props to Double and Aftermove, props to Link, and the individual skill of CLG is carrying them through the early game, I would say, for the most part.
Yeah, I think definitely, especially Link deserves some praise because, especially in the offseason, a lot of people were wondering even if he would be back on the team.
Sure.
But as we said, they held tryouts, he went through them, and he earned his spot back. He's definitely committed, and he has performed quite a lot better in recent memory. So
yeah,
we'll see if he can continue that. His big problems have usually been in the really high pressure games. So regular season LCS games, I do expect him to perform at a very high level.
Right.
We'll see as we get closer to playoffs and stuff like that if the old problems of high pressure games still persist with him.
That's true, and it's often a sort of a problem of just sort of doing it enough until you get used to it. One of the stories I remember is the team that's now qualified for the European LCS, H2K, back when they were Cloud9 Eclipse. They went through a couple of organizations there. They were always touted as the best team in Challenger and then never performed when it came time to the promotion tournament. They routinely got destroyed. And you saw kind of their shining star, Forbidden, show up in the EU LCS and crush Elements, crush Froggen in his debut. And it's like, hey, these players finally learned how to perform properly. Again, H2K doing well in the expansion tournament. Forbidden himself doing very well on Fnatic. And it was just a matter of time until these players got good at playing in the higher pressure games. I think Link, similar for him.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason we constantly are overvaluing veterans. It definitely does pay off to have that experience.
They prove they can do it.
All right, let's see if Team 8 can actually pull the trigger now because Annie has her stun charged up. No flash available, so it may be the situation where they are looking for the Sion to sort of, if not hit his ultimate, at least corral CLG into an area where Annie can hit her. Even though Sion may not always hit his ult, he at least zones out a large part of the map.
Vroom!
That was not as epic of a sound as the ultimate deserved, I feel, Freak.
He didn't do anything epic. He showed up mid lane.
Little bit lackluster.
Well, when Porpoise flanks somebody and like gets a triple kill, I'll do something other than Vroom.
All right.
All right, Kobe?
You're setting the standard pretty low here, and you're going to amp it up. I like it.
Over the river. What do you want from me?
Circling around the dragon pit right now is Porpoise Pops, trying to get some deeper vision. That's one thing that Teammate have not been able to do, is really encroach anywhere on CLG territory. It's been hard for them to really get back into this jungle. They placed the early pink ward. We saw this was definitely an early goal for them, and they've continued to try and keep that up. But really all of CLG, not just Afromu, have done such a good job of cleaning off their jungle and keeping out that vision from Teammate so that it's hard for Teammate to make that mid-game push and try and get a pick.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's been a team effort for CLG. Oh, Calitroll's getting jumped on in his own pink ward. In comes Lysandra as well. Ult's out of it. Calitroll's afraid.
So no Sion ult and no anti-flash is a really big problem for Team 8. They would have to get Rek'Sai in range for a flash, which is much, much harder to do.
Well, absolutely wonderful stuff by Counter Logic Gaming. They are stifling all of Teammate's opportunities as they slowly tick up in gold, as they slowly scale into the end game. And that is not a good thing for Team 8 when that happens here. Smithy, in his debut in Season 5, also doing a pretty good job. Here's the jump in. Doublelift just rocket jumps away, and the mid turret's almost dead.
And Doublelift looks to be building more attack speed here, makings of a Zeal at least on his Tristana. Now, that does work really well when you have especially Janna as your support. Adding that extra to AD, you get a lot of value when she puts that shield on you, since he's built so much attack speed. Benny finishing up the top turret here, while Calitrolls was occupied. And Benny the sub, even CS here, using Gnar for CLG. So far, really strong performance from him, I have to say, as the sub coming back, just being called up out of nowhere. We'll see how he performs in the team fights, because Gnar, very tricky, got to work around that Gnar bar, as Riv called it. I really like that definition.
I like that, yeah, that's a good one.
Sounds like a candy bar that I would love to try, right? Please.
Did you nod a Gnar bar? Got a silent G, it's a good word. It's the best I got. I'm warming up, guys. Beginning of the season. Benny's still getting pushed around a little bit. I mean, he's certainly playing reasonably passively. He's not trying to do anything too flashy. And again, the team comp doesn't require that.
And he is full tank Gnar, so...
We've seen that mostly today, actually.
Yeah, not a whole lot he could gain with the 1 versus 1. Wow, that Ward's staying around so long now that Smithy actually able to take it out. Pure auto attacks.
Nice by him.
The one thing that is a little bit lacking here from Team 8, I don't see Porpoise Pops with many good tunnels in position right now to make any actually game-changing plays. Right now, all of the tunnels are really just for getting around the jungle faster. So you can see there, Pops the ultimate once again.
Yep.
He's just cruising around his jungle really quickly, trying to get up that experience and gold advantage from farming super hard. But not really going to be the game changer as far as the initiation is concerned. However, Team 8 waited long enough, and he flashed back up now.
And honestly, yeah, Porpoise Pop's the same level as Xmithy, who doesn't have an ult that gets him around the map into the jungle faster. So really not a lot to show for it from Porpoise Pops here. The Rek'Sai early game power not doing much yet. The early game team not doing much either. The engages haven't been really finding anything. Dragons in 10 seconds. Baron's up now.
All right, this is going to be a really, really telling fight for Team 8. Right now they're split up. This could be fairly bad for them. They need Annie with the rest of the team. If Annie gets caught and has to blow the Tibbers early, they are in a bad, bad situation.
And Benny at half of a Gnar bar right here. It will become large soon. Dragon could easily be contested with his Blade of the Ruin King.
The other thing I really like about Benny building full tank...
Well, yeah, Ward's going to get back and forth. Smithy slowed down, but so far Doublelift just getting free shots here, basically.
Yeah, early Blade is also really good against Sion since he gets so much health.
True.
I do have to say, though, one of the best things against an Annie support, since she's so popular now, people should be running a very strong full tank. because a full tank in front of Annie's so squishy. If you have 1 point man, it's hard for her to get around. Sion comes in though.
They find Smithy, and that is going to be nearly a dead Jarvan. Flash in, Calitrolls finds one. Now will they get more? Double from the back lines. Rocket jumps away, slash into Calitrolls to knock up onto Benny. Porpoise pops really low, knocks up, gets a heal. Benny fails the flash. That's going to be a second kill. Now Link gets slowed down. There's no turrets around them, but back goes teammate.
There's that trigger. They pulled it. Teammate with the mid game looking for the big fight. They were able to get an Annie stun on both Double Lift and Benny. Now it's going to be the Dragon after. Let's see if they can actually finish it. Yes, they can. No smite available for any steal.
They know doubles in that brush.
Double Lift, not really planning anything, just trying to wait out his time and see where teammate goes.
Wow. Bit of hubris by CLG. All right.
So as we said, it's much easier for Rek'Sai to come in right behind Sion ultimate. Gets in the back, Annie stun, Benny plus Double Lift. So they didn't get much damage out of Double Lift, maybe 4 or 5 auto attacks before someone's already dead. Porpoise pops in there to bait Benny a little bit. He unburrows and immediately flashes. So he gets his knockup off before flashing all the way into a bush. Pretty risky, but good play from him right there as he gets away with it. And then Benny, a little bit panicked right there, as you said, not able to get out over the wall, and they got an extra kill for it.
One thing was actually unsung there. That fight should have been even worse. The Janna ulti actually knocked Maple Street over the wall after he had already Valkyried in. Took him like 10 seconds to walk all the way around as his team's fighting without him. There could have been a lot more done there, but still 2 for 0 plus. The Dragon, not bad. That said, CLG equalized the turrets after the recall. So CLG, Tide and Dragon's now up in gold, despite teammate holding a kill lead.
Yeah, and that's not a good sign for Team 8. Double Lift already working on some actual damage now here. Has picked up a BF sword after that. So he's simultaneously working on his Phantom Dancer as well as BF item, which will probably be Infinity Edge.
I suppose he might just stop on Zeal and then get the Eye Edge actually completed instead of going to PD. Whoop. I think it's actually optimal. Double Lift now starting to zone people out, and CLG, they do know they just lost the last fight, but in the next 2,000 gold, I think Double Lift makes that turnaround. The question is, when do CLG feel safe fighting? He just got kicked in for trying it last time.
And Corki still is got a ways to go. Corki, next big item is going to be Blade of the Ruin King. It provides so much deceptive burst here from Corki. Has ridiculous mixed damage. People often jump in on the Corkis, and Trinity Force plus Blade of the Ruin King, if you jump on him, he can destroy you very quickly because it makes Phosphorus Bomb very easy to land, and the active from Blade of the Ruin King, taking off your percentage health. We'll see though. It also helps with chasing down.
Yeah.
If they can get into one of these messy fights once again. So they want to work around the Gnar transformation.
And here we go. CLG saying, yep, we're going to play Siege. Level 12 on Double Lift. Pops the rapid fire. Mid-tier tier going down. Dodo jumped on incredibly low and held Nard into the wall. 1 for 0. There's the knockback by Aframy. 1 hit away from the turret hitting him. Barely survives, but another kill for Double Lift. Benny in the front line still. 1 does get traded back. It's a 2 for 1 here, but Link still rooting people up. Slushy's got to be careful. Doesn't quite land the knockup though. Calitrolls taking a lot of damage from Double Lift. The Rockets come in though. Ooh. Teammate could win this fight. In goes Maple Street. Can he get Benny? Yes, he can. Now can he get Link? 1 rocket lands. 2 for 2 overall.
Sion chasing.
Link goes in. Wow, the burst is not enough, but Exhaust is there, and Double's gonna clean them all up.
Callie's you can't chase Janna, can't chase Tristana either, so.
Bit of acrobatics.
What a play though there. Link making the call to turn that one back around, sacrifices his own life, locking everyone up and getting off that AoE of Lissandra, allowing Double Lift and Afro move to pick up the extra cash as well as blue buff.
That fight was so incredibly close, but CLG did it. A great exhaust at the end of that fight to make it.
And this is pretty much all about tank positioning. Benny's there before Sion. This is why I really don't like having my main tank with the teleport split pushing, because it takes so long for a teleport channel to go off. Someone can die before the end of your teleport channel, and not having your main tank there for this team fight is exactly what destroyed Team 8. Benny was able to walk right in the middle of the turret even, and pick up a kill before he even arrived. So here goes Link. bursting everybody down, getting them low enough so that double lift can get the reset and finish off the zombie as well.
Another engage here. Link in the mid lane. Smithy there as well, but Dodo getting some really good damage down. There's the ulti force defensively. Porpoise Pops is here, betting in the front lines. Link 100 health basically, but CaliTrolls can't do enough damage. He's going to be going down. Smithy on the chase, double lift as well. That's the pickup. Slushy gonna go down. That's a double for double lift. Living up to his name, Dodo one hit from dead. Out goes teammate.
Well,
hold on. That's a Scion.
Yeah, and that's going to be mid lane here for CLG. Different story than this team fight. AD carry for Team 8. So somebody for Team 8, one of the key members missing in back-to-back fights. No tank first time around, then no AD carry second time around. And CLG, this should be very, very good news for CLG fans because especially with the Tristana, this game getting quickly out of hand for CLG, they should be able to run away with it at this point.
And one thing I think Team 8 really, really needed this game, especially when you're considering CLG's relying on Tristana. We'll get to that later.
Smithy flashes in for the missed EQ, but it doesn't matter. Like we said, Corki's off bottom lane farming, and CLG just collapsed. Even pouring all the damage into CaliTrolls, who gets the Lulu ult, they are still able to clean him up and take down the rest of the members.
Quick cleanup. This is Link.
Oh, he got Link.
Realized what was happening, I guess. Yeah.
If you have the Frost Ring, like, he could have snared him and walked the other way. But he snared him and walked past him.
Link just kind of didn't realize that Scion was back, I guess.
Oh, well. Whatever.
Looking good. Another catch, though. Dodo goes down. CLG just turned it on 25 minutes in. CaliTrolls stomps the ground on nothing, gets a knockup, but gets ulted in by Link. That's going to be a dead, again, Scion. Double kill now for Link.
All right. CLG definitely in complete control of this game. Looks like it will be mid lane turrets as well as some easy dragon pressure if they decide to fall back on the dragon. Inhibitor turret though, #1 on the list. And the options right now extremely limited for Team 8. No flash on Annie, no ultimate for Scion. Even if he gets back up in time, it'll be really hard for them to contest this dragon. He does have teleport, but again, no ultimate means he's just walking over there, trying to land a skill shot. Porpoise Pops gets caught.
And he's going to die. There's one for nothing. Slushy tries to fight double lift, not going to be enough. Timbers comes down. They do trade it back, a 2-for-1. But I don't think Team 8's going to get much more out of this one. CLG will retreat.
They don't get the dragon, so Team 8 have stalled that one at least.
They're just missing team members. Porpoise Pops ulti is up soon-ish, right around the time that Rek'Sai respawns. Maybe that'll give Team 8 the ability to contest for this, but
CLG don't have to make any plays right now. All they have to do is wait for double lift to come back up. Hovering around Dragon, though, they don't want to give up position.
Dragon has started. Link's going to take some damage here. This is actually not the worst positioning in the world. There's the ulti in for Rek'Sai, not too far away, but the engage, wow! Down goes Maple Street, paving the road with the poor guy, and Benny gets another kill on the Dodo. Link will at least get caught, but over and over again, it's a 2-for-1. CLG get more kills. They're just getting farther and farther ahead.
They're re-engaging again. All right, Dragon's still alive.
Porpoise Pops really wants to do some stuff, but
he has
a very squishy Rek'Sai. Benny and Smithy could probably win that fight. After's not far away either. Double Lift has respawned and has joined the fray.
There he is. Now. Double Lift arriving. That should be the dragon for CLG. No steal attempt really here from Porpoise Pops, and CLG stacking it up.
And now sieging going to be even easier. They kill turrets faster now with that buff. And what I was going to talk about a little while ago. So one core problem here with CaliTrolls is he tunnels kind of hard on what he thinks is like his optimal build. I think he builds Iceborne Gauntlet more than most other items in the game on his tanks. The problem is, there's a Tristan in this game. You really care about the champion's damage output. Frozen Heart, which I thought he was going for, would have been a massive pickup.
Yeah, and it does even do a lot of work against Jarvan, and even a full tank Gnar as well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, every sign in the world builds that item first, except CaliTrolls.
He's probably not going to get off an auto attack on Double Lift either, unless they get the magnificent engage that they want, in which case Double Lift should be dead anyway.
Oh, they got it! Great up. That was beautiful.
And there it is. That's the magnificent engagement they want. The flash timbers from Dodo 8. This is the push that they have to make something work. Double lift down. They're going to take at least one turret here. Where can they head after? They would. Ooh, the shield from
so
Jana.
Slow.
The minion buff.
All right, now bot lane's got a big wave. Benny is starting to clear it. Teammate not even going to go for Dragon, not going to go for Baron. And they take the one kill, the one turret, and peace out.
They would have to chain kills, I think, if they really wanted to make something out of this. So, not able to do that. Oh, they're looking for it, though.
What did they bait? CLG into the wrong spot. A nice knockup's going to catch Smithy. Q gets canceled. In goes Link. Dodo's about to die, but maybe Lulu's something to say about this one. Here comes the fight. No double lift, but CLG's going to win a 4v5. They're just cleaning up kills now. Calitroll's the only man alive. That's how far CLG is ahead. You don't even need double lift.
You could tell that teammate were feeling the same way. They wanted to chain some kills, take advantage while there's no double lift on the field. But my goodness, that is the wombo combo right there. Teleport right into Gnar ultimate from Benny, locking everybody up. Link goes in first. Frozen Tomb on himself to keep them in place. Beautiful play from CLG. They'll get the Baron easily after this. So let's take another look. Link goes right into the middle. Frozen Tomb on himself still does all the damage he needs in an AoE on everybody. And then Jarvan Cataclysm goes up. There's a wall there anyway. Benny comes in for the full team Gnar ultimate. Only person he didn't get was Sion, which doesn't matter. And then finish him up last.
Down he goes.
So yes, even without the Tristana in the late game, the 3 offensive item Trist, they still take out the entire team for Team 8. And CLG should be fairly easy for them to push in now. Baron buff on top of all the leads that they have.
Oh man, they're already going to be good at killing turrets. Tristana practically outranges them at this point.
Team 8 here.
Yeah.
No flash this time for Annie, and that's really their main hope. Is a miracle, another Tibbers onto double lift and blow them up. As we've seen though, even if they kill double lift, if they all group up to do it, then they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, the damages are just enough. No lock-in on the team means AoE damage even better. Dodo, he got Talisman of Ascension, he got Distortion Enchant in the boots. He wants really badly to do this. Link, that's a cute move. He puts the claw in the wall, so you don't always see it. Yeah. And he still pops out to the side. That's really clever.
All right, running in on the base here. CLG looking to take it home. Porpoise pops in the middle of everything.
Knocked up, and it's going to be just explosions there. 1-0. Inhibitor's going to go down. CLG in complete control. They can look towards the Nexus turrets. Looks like they will do so. Threat number 1 under immense pressure. Jungler dead. 4v5. Here comes Team 8. No knockup there for Calitrolls. He is tanky, though. You can see he doesn't die very fast, but there's no backup for him. Smithy trying to make it happen. Shields come in. Nice stun from Annie. Good initial burst, but it's not enough. Benny's there. Maple Street's going to go down. Double it. Finds himself some more kills. And Team 8 are all gone here. This is the second turret going down. This is the inhibitor under fire, or the Nexus, I should say. And that is GG. 34.5 minutes. Counterlogic Gaming start out the NALCS 1-0. Man, that draft phase for CLG.
Whew. Yep. They got so many first pick worthy champions. That is almost ridiculous.
Lissandra, Jana.
Every single one of those. So ridiculous how well that went for them. And all you have to give up for it is Rek'Sai. That is a bargain, my friend.
Not even Corki, I feel like, is on that tier, really.
Nope.
Wow. Yep. So that's without CLG's main coach, too. That's Zix doing it for him instead of Skara. The substitute top laner, substitute coach. The trend continues. The subs are doing well today in the North American LCS.
Yeah, I mean, having your coach have to sub out seems like it's a really easy workaround. I mean, they can coach you at home. They can write down exactly what you need and have somebody there. Also, Zix, by the way, just because he's the analyst, this guy's been with the team for just as long.
True.
This guy's been with the team for longer than Skara has been. He was there all last split. This guy has the relationship with the players. He has the trust of the players, and he's had things under control for a while now. So, very good showing here by CLG. Yeah, from draft up to Nexus Explosion.
And I gotta say, you did say their draft was good, but not only, this is actually a trap I think some teams fall into, is pick all the top tier champions are going to win. You heard I Will Dominate talk about how much he praised his team's coach, saying, you know, he makes sure that we don't just pick champions, we mold it into a team composition. I think this happened here for sure with Logic Gaming. Not only did they get these highly sought after champions, but saying, hey, well, we needed some late game scaling. We picked the Tristana, but we got the wave crew to make sure that that would still stay afloat. The Lissandra come in here, Jarvan's got a little bit of it, Nara's got a bit of it here. Janet helps keep the turrets alive, right? The comp actually worked out, no big glaring weaknesses. Smart of CLG.
And I really do have to give some props also to the XDG members.
Yep.
Both of them performing admirably, subbing in there for CLG. Smithy on his permanent role as well.
Afremu also a great game on top of him. Almost a perfect score, 1-0 and 20. And yeah, the XDG guys, really high KDAs, very few deaths. Really, really good stuff by them. Logic Gaming held on against an early game team. Everyone contributed individually quite well. As a team, they played great. Teammate got stopped at the 3 outer turrets. That was the big worry. They couldn't get farther than it. You mentioned the lack of deep wards partway through the game. Certainly, everything past the laning phase didn't really click for Teammate.
Yeah, I mean, they got a couple good anti-stuns on there, but this squad from CLG was just so solid. They could easily recover from, maybe you get one turret off of one of those amazing anti-stuns. You only get a couple kills, and they easily weathered that storm.
So great stuff by Logic Gaming. They're going to start the series 1-0. Of course, we'll see every single one of these teams tomorrow. Some teams make miraculous rebounds after a Game 1 loss. Some tank after a Game 1 win. We're going to see what happens. But right now, we're going to check in with Riv, who's Riv's side with a member of the victorious Logic Gaming.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And I am with the man who can lift twice as much, Double Lift, coming off a win on that game. A fantastic game for the win. But you guys seem to have a little bit of trouble. A lot of people thought you could have taken it a little quicker than that. What are you guys going to be looking to work on coming out of Game 1?
I think earlier we were playing really scared. Me and Afro ended up smashing lane pretty hard, so we wanted to push our advantage. And I ended up dying pretty stupidly 3 times that game. I can remember them pretty clearly, and it's I'm so sad. I honestly played really bad that game, despite the fact that I was really fed and really farmed. It was just a bad performance by me, but my team definitely stepped it up mid game. Afro and Link just kind of took charge, and Smithy was providing a lot of good communication. So our new team dynamic is really good, and Benny is just kind of an assistant top laner, but Zion is more of a carry-oriented top laner. But we're used to playing with both because people, notoriously CLG is the team with oh, we just put the top laner on an island, just play tanks, do whatever. And Benny's one of the best players, I think, at just making sure he won't carry games on his back, just hard 1v5, but he won't ever feed so hard that the enemy top laner is out of hand. So he's just a really good supportive top laner, and he's, yeah, we just did well.
Definitely a good one to put in for the game. You yourself, as kind of touched back on last year, say you even expressed that you had lost your way. You didn't really know what the deal was. You wanted to up your game. What have you done? What has reinvigorated you to kind of light that fire again?
Well, this season I've been practicing harder than any other season, yeah, by far. I put in a lot of work, a lot of thought into what is my big priorities, because obviously as a pro gamer, your number one priority should obviously be the game, right? You think that's so simple, but then you get distracted, you get sidetracked, and sometimes you have a whole day to yourself and you're I don't really want to play solo queue, I kind of just want to do other stuff. But after failing so much in my career, I've never gotten first or anything like that. I'm pretty sick of losing, honestly. I just hate losing more than anything else. So I'm just looking forward to finally smashing people and shutting people up. Everyone hates CLG right now because we broke the rules. We changed our roster, all this stuff. Everyone just hates CLG. It's the thing right now. And it's going to be fun to, turn upside down.
Well, turned upside down, do you guys think you have what it takes to prove this year to beat the top teams and be on that final stage where TSM and Cloud9 sat last year?
Yeah, I think that game, big game, is the real CLG. We stopped playing scared. We're not afraid to go in and make crazy plays. And when I died and then my team 4v5 them and we got the ace and Baron at the end of the game, that's the kind of stuff that CLG is capable of now that we weren't necessarily capable of before. So I think just people playing confident, aggressive, and looking to punish people who make mistakes, because everyone makes mistakes. That's the kind of CLG style that we're going for now. And before it was oh, let's just sit back and wait for them to make a crucially game-losing mistake, and then we can just get to late game. That doesn't work anymore.
All right, final question, Double Lift. Looking ahead to tomorrow, Team Liquid, how does CLG feel about that match?
Keith is actually really good. I said that a long time ago in an AMA that I had, and I still stick by it. He's a really good AD carry. People shouldn't, and obviously as you saw today, he did really well. They did a protect AD carry comp, and he did his job really well. So I don't expect, because they have a ringer, that they're much weaker. Just like they shouldn't expect us to be much weaker because we have a ringer. So it's going to be close, because us and X-Curse, I guess Liquid now, we've had really close games in the past, and they're the ones who knocked us out of Worlds. contention last year. So I'm looking forward to get some revenge.
All right, revenge it is. Best of luck in that game tomorrow and the rest of the season. Right now, we're going to throw it to the guys at the analyst desk to break down the rest of the day.
Thank you, Riv. Congratulations to CLG and Doublelift on the victory there. Although I have to say, I'd be pretty confident going into a matchup holding Gnar, Jarvan, Lissandra, Janna, and Tristana in my team comp.
Yeah, that's just all power picks across the board there. And they were really handed over just for the cost of Rek'Sai, which wasn't very effective from Porpoise Pops.
Yeah, and so Doublelift said, he mentioned, that's the real CLG. What we saw in the mid-game, kind of a little bit more dominant team fight. They really started to roll through them there. Do you think, how much of a product do you think that is, that a teammate kind of, they seem to crumble a bit as opposed to CLG pulling it together?
Pretty sloppy game.
Yeah, teammate went
all
really
things
hard.
considered. Teammate definitely was not playing very well together. The one thing that was very impressive was the turn in the blue side jungle when Lissandra went in with her E and Doublelift was on 1 health and he healed to get a double kill. And that's really when they won the game. That individual play was really impressive. The rest of the game was actually somewhat sloppy.
Yeah, Link had a really good game for himself there. The ultimates on himself, the ultimates on other people were right on point. And the fact that he was being more aggressive and able to be that type of player on Lissandra. Something we've seen from Link is, he likes the Twisted Fate going in, but he's been a little reserved when we saw him. So he looks a little invigorated himself, too.
Well, those will be the plays that we look to see CLG make more of in the future. I want to kind of pull now the rest of the day. We'll recap a little bit. You guys, what stood out the most for you at our first day of the NALCS?
Well, the first game, TSM vs. Cloud9. I think TSM bouncing back from a really poor performance they had at IM San Jose, and I do think they did a fair bit of self-reflection after that. I know Loco said, he didn't understand the meta, that he didn't prepare TSM properly for that. They looked very well prepared for Cloud9. It seemed like they turned things around, even though the early game looked like the subdued Achilles heel of TSM. Well, we fall a little bit behind, and they don't know what to do. They just wait to win. And they actually took some initiative, which was something TSM wasn't able to do from behind last year, and they did it against Cloud9.
Man, I'm loving having coaches and champions select. They just make really great compositions for themselves. But the thing that I'm really interested in is the new faces of the Rift. We're seeing all these champions just pop up, the 4 champions that we didn't have previously, Sion, Gnar, Rek'Sai, and Azir, just really coming out to play since Worlds. And we're also having 26 unique champions played when there's only 50 selectable today. But I thought that was really great. And then on top of that, all of the players who just really came to play today that we hadn't seen before. The substitutes really stepping up, had really great games for themselves on Winter Fox. And I just thought all around people were having...
Protect Keith. He's a sub.
I know.
Do it.
That was so much faith in him.
It was good.
And I thought that was really just a bold move, and it paid off.
And he pulled out the Kog'Maw. That's one of those unique champion picks that we didn't see any of the other AD carries trend towards. So,
and you have to have really good positioning to play that, too.
Yeah, I have to say I'm definitely excited to see what other champion picks develop as we watch, the meta change and shift and people react to the new things that are coming out. Now, with 5 games under our belt, here's how things currently stand in the NALCS. TSM coming out strong to get LCS first blood. Also, the subs showing up big today with Winter Fox and Team Liquid. Congrats to the 5 teams that won, and to the rest of the field, well, you're only 1 game out of first.
They're close.
So they're close.
Yeah.
The race is close.
Tomorrow.
It's going to, exactly. Well, tomorrow we will see how those standings continue to evolve after our 5 games. And of course, we'll be kicking that off with Dignitas versus Team Impulse, followed by Coast battling it out with Winter Fox, and conclude the week with Teammate versus TSM. That all gets underway Sunday at noon Pacific, and for our friends in Europe, that's 9 p.m. Central European time. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
I have a
That's
pen
pretty
now.
simple. You have a pen. At the end of the day.
Welcome to day 1 of the NALCS Spring Split. They're still trying to go up for the fight. There's the box. It goes down. Dyrus is right in the middle of this one. Lustboy as well. And it is a completely melted Cloud9 team. You can interrupt season against over. That's not empowered. Transcendable through the entire team. That's going to put the nail in the coffin.
Wow. Dignitas capitalizes instantly.
starting off this season. We've already seen some great plays today, and we're only gonna see more. And they still turned it around here with Saito. One last hit. Oh my gosh, they're picking up kills here with slivers of health, and Belter's about to have a heyday.
And what a way to start the season. Look out.
We are gearing up for Game 5.
They're coming. Coming, find the jump. Yeah, coming. You got Gnarly? Kill him off. Go Lulu. Yeah, I got you. I know you got me. It's good.
Carnologic Gaming start off the NALCS 1-0.